Kia ora and hello. You're listening to our Music 101 interview podcast with me, Charlotte Ryan. Now, Dolly Parton might well be the interview of my life. I had to pinch myself when I dialed her number in Nashville, and it's so hard to know where to begin with such an icon. But we do have a few favourite topics in common: music and fashion. So I got straight into it and asked her what she was wearing. Hello, Dolly Parton.
Well, hi, are you Charlotte?
I am Charlotte.
Charlotte's Web today.
Thank you so much for your time. You look beautiful. Can you talk me through what you're wearing? Because I'm quite obsessed with your clothes after reading your book.
Well, I'm kind of wearing a little rock star ensemble with a little bit of the glitter and all. This is a Steve Summers outfit. He's the one that does most of my clothes and did all the styling for my rock star album, especially. But I'm wearing, it's a black and white little sequins beaded thing that's got some cute little things that you can't see probably all of it. Little pedal pushers with little butterflies with other little things. And my shiny shoes. Can you see them?
Oh.
Well, I'm all decked out for you, Charlotte.
I love it. And I am obsessed with your Rockstar album. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I was sort of intrigued if you made it a little bit tongue-in-cheek, being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That was a bit of a motivation for you to release a rock album, wasn't it?
Yeah, actually it was. I had used to think years ago I might one day do a rock album, but I got a little older and I thought I probably missed my timing on that. And timing is everything in my book. So, and in this business. So when they put me in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I wasn't sure I had earned my spot there, and they put me in anyway. So I thought, well, this is my perfect timing, and I'm going to do this rock album. I'm going to get some of the great stars that are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, singing some of these great songs that I've loved all my life, and my husband especially loves. So I thought, well, it's just might as well take advantage of this moment and do my first and probably only true rock and roll album.
I love it. Was it difficult to choose what songs you were going to pick? Because the songs you have sung are just some of my favourite rock songs.
I think a lot of people feel that way. I know I wanted to have songs that have meaning. And even the songs that I wrote, I wanted them to fit in with the emotional content, whatever, even if they were the more driving ones. But these songs I just loved, like getting to sing with Paul McCartney and have Ringo play on a song that I've loved since I heard it, Let It Be. And then, of course, just all these great songs, that these great artists have had, like Elton John. I always loved Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, and just being able to get to sing these songs, much less have these great artists, some of them come and sing with me on them, was just over the moon for me.
Yeah, I know. The guest list that you've got, it's just incredible. And I wondered if it was a conscious decision, because there seems to be a lot of female rock artists that you've featured or sung, Blondie and Joan Jett.
Well, it was a little bit of both, because, see, I've always loved Blondie. I love the song Heart of Glass, how you have your favorites through the years. And, of course, I've loved Hart and Wilson. And I thought, well, I got to have her. And then, of course, everybody loves Stevie Nicks. I thought, well, I got to have Stevie on this. And then Pink and Brandi Carlile and Pat Benatar and Melissa Etheridge I've worked with, through the years on different things. And I just thought, well, I think it's great to have some of these great girls on this as well, because they sing their butts off. And they should, I should have them on this rock album, because I'm a girl singing a rock album. And I thought, well, yeah, I want to really color it up with some fine gals out there.
I love that so much. And your Wrecking Ball, your version of Wrecking Ball with Miley Cyrus is just so beautiful. Like, I love the original, but this one is so special.
Well, it's special because I got to sing with Miley on it, of course, and kind of my little version of it. But the song is such an incredible song, and Miley is such an incredible singer, and I just love her to death. We're very close, and we sing really good together. And the way we kind of combined the I Will Always Love You little pieces in that, I thought it turned out really well, and I felt really honored to get to sing with her, and I had to have that song on my album.
I'm not a musician, but I always kind of think or thought that country music was quite similar to rock music in terms of playing. I don't know, I thought just rock was strumming harder than country. Are there similarities? Is it an easy genre to move from country to rock?
Yeah, I think so many of our country artists today are more like rock than they are country.
Yeah.
They've always loved the rock stuff. And that's just driving, that driving beat with drums and bass and all that. And I think that a lot of our country artists, I would think, border a little more, in rock than they do country. But that country rock has always been important. It's like the little song I wrote for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when I went in. It says I grew up loving Elvis and Wild Man Jerry Lee, Chuck Berry, Little Richard. They all cast a spell on me, and like people like Carl Perkins and the Blue Suede Shoes had no place on the farm, but we were listening to them on the farm. And so I think that so many of the country artists kind of grew up like me, listening to some of both. I mean, who didn't love Elvis? I mean, you'd have to be so far back in the backwoods when Elvis came on not to hear about Elvis. So I think that's kind of in us. But there's a lot of great, still really straight ahead country artists as well. But so many of our new artists, boys and girls, really, really like to do some of that driving country rock.
And tell me, one of your original songs on the album, World on Fire, it has been stuck in my head so much. And I think every time I even watch the news or anything, it's my thing that I sort of yelp to myself and sing the song. You haven't been overly political in your career, but I feel like this is quite a political song. Is that true?
No, I never thought of it as being political. I was just trying to kick the butts of some of the politicians and people that are not listening to us, not just that verse that says that, greedy politicians, present and past. I was actually really saying leaders of the world, present and past, you better make a change and you better make it fast. So I was really just trying to draw attention to the people that are in these places of power, that have the power, to try to do a little more to make some changes, a little more than I think they are. But I just worry about the state of the world. I worry about humanity and civilization. I worry about, I'm not a political person, but I can't keep from seeing what I see, knowing what I know, feeling what I feel. So I think the best way for me to deal with that is to be able to write songs like World on Fire about the things that I'm seeing. And a lot of people that don't know how to express it, that's like you, that like the song because it's saying what they feel. It's like, yeah, let's do something. Let's rise above. Let's show some love. Let's step up and do something. I wasn't trying to be political as much as I was just trying to be smart and just say, hey, look, people, I don't care who you are, who you think you are. We only have one world and we need to get it fixed.
I know. Does it feel like for you, you've watched the industry, the music industry, but also, the world for a long time. Does it feel like we're in a really dark position at the moment, or is this just another wave?
Well, I think that we've always, there's always been war and rumors of war all the way back through time. But right now, it's just like everything is just up there in a second. You can see it. It's like there's no secrets. There's no waiting period. So everything's happening as it's happening. So people see everything that's happening all over the world. So I think it's bad. It's bad now. But I don't know that if it hasn't always been bad. We just know everything now or see it happen in real time. And so I don't, I wonder about that myself, but I try to keep my eyes open and my heart and my mind and keep my writing pen handy so I can express myself in my way, or at least when I'm doing interviews like this, to say something that might touch somebody. And if enough people are touched, maybe they can make at least a change in their own little area. I don't know, how much of a change we can make, but it seems like nobody's willing to try. So I'm just out to say, hey, try a little harder.
To get through those dark times, we listen to music, and your new album, Rockstar, is so powerful. I feel like it's going to give strength to the world.
Well, I'd like to think, if nothing else, people would take some time to listen to 30 songs. It might put you all the way through a whole dinner party or something. Put it on and listen to it. Yeah, at least you won't watch TV for a minute to see what everything's going on. Yeah, music's always healing. Music's always fun. Music always lifts you up. And I know I was lifted up when I was actually doing this whole album. It was fun for me. It was a challenge, but a good one. And I love challenging myself. I just wanted to see if I could do it. And I just really put myself entirely into it. And I think it turned out pretty good.
It did. It did. Another thing that turned out very good is your whole archive of fashion items. I love your new book, Behind the Seams. I love the title, but also I feel like a magpie or a kid in a candy shop looking and picking my favourite dresses throughout the book. Who inspired you, or who told you to start archiving at the very start of your career? Because it's amazing how beautiful these things still look, and, they've obviously been kept so well.
Well, actually, I have several people to thank for that, but the main person that has always kept everything since I started in the business is my best friend, Judy Ogle. We went to school together since we were in the third grade. We went all the way through high school together, took every class together. And then when I moved to Nashville, she came to Nashville shortly after and started working for me. And she used to always say, I know you're going to be a star. And I know you're going to have your own museum, so I'm going to start saving all this stuff. So she just was like a hoarder. She just saved everything from every show, every clothes that I would wear on different things. We just had an old storage barn at the time. And so she just started keeping it. Of course, through the years, I've had great people like on the book. My niece, Rebecca, is the curator of the whole thing because she's been with me since she was born. She loves my clothes, traveled with me, and she grew up with the clothes. So she really got into the whole thing. But then being able to get to present so many of these people that have made these clothes through the years, that's why we call it Behind the Seams, the stories and the people that make it all possible. But yeah, I mean, I've had with my sisters and Judy and Steve Summers and all these different people that kind of keep everything for prosperity.
Looking through, I wondered how it felt as well, collating the book and curating the book, because it is a real flashback to your fashion, but also time. And did it make you feel emotional?
Well, I tell you, when you do those kind of books, you really do go back in time. And it's really, it's overwhelming sometimes, some of the emotions, because you do remember everything. And when we were putting the books together, when we were looking through all the pictures, because so many of the pictures, that's another thing that Judy would always take a picture of me in that particular outfit. And so just going back and seeing that, me on stage in that particular outfit, everything just comes back to you. I remember stuff from behind the stage and what was going on in my life at that time. But I got such a kick laughing out loud, belly laughing sometimes with some of the clothes and some of the hairdos. And I was thinking, oh, my Lord, I couldn't have been serious, but I know for a fact I was, because I remember, you really work hard on all that. But I just really, that was where I was at the time, what I thought I was looking good in and all that. But yeah, it's an emotional journey, no doubt.
I was looking even at some of the wigs and I was thinking, oh, they make such good quality wigs these days. But back in the days, they would have been made out of weird things.
I think a lot of those wigs that were in that book were synthetic wigs that they just put in to picture and to have a good display of the wigs. But yeah, at that time, there's not that many human hair wigs. They were most all of them synthetic. But I remember when we first started getting, the human hair wigs and the hair pieces, it was really great. It's like, wow, that really looks real now.
Yeah. Dolly, I've got one final question, and I have to thank you so much again for your time today.
Yeah.
When you were recording with these stars for the new album, I wonder if you've had much thought about AI, artificial intelligence, because I've heard, I can't even remember where I read this, but have you recorded your voice for future musicians to use in their music?
No. I have not. I don't know enough about that AI anyway. When they say artificial intelligence, I always just make a joke and say everything about me is artificial. I assume my intelligence is too. But that's a very touchy thing right there.
Yeah.
And I don't know enough about it to even make comment
No.
about that. I mean, of course, I hope the body of work I'll leave behind will stand on its own.
Oh, it will, definitely. But yeah, it's such a strange time, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hope to see you in New Zealand one day. I understand that maybe we might not, but it's been such an honour to meet you. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you for your time, and I'll see you another time. Thank you.
I was speaking with Dolly Parton for Music 101 on RNZ National. Now, you must go and listen to her new album, Rockstar, and read her book, Behind the Seams, My Life in Rhinestones. And make sure you follow our podcast, Music 101 Interviews. Share it with all of your Dolly Parton and music-loving friends.